Hello, welcome to Carly Talks Music. This is a weekly video blog where I usually pick a specific song and talk about it, but I occasionally like to change it up, like today. Especially since this past weekend I went to see Porter Robinson in Austin, and it was a really great show. So I'm going to tell you about it and show you some concert footage. First, I just want to talk about how amazing Porter's energy is when he performs. He's just so, excited about what he's doing, and it really shows when he performs. He's dancing on stage, he's, doing lots of little DJ blues things, but I don't know, he's just a lot of fun to watch. I was really zoned in the whole time, I feel, and there were times where he would kind of calm down the music. It would be more calmer dance music, and during that time, or if he was when he was making a transition to something else, I would just watch what he was doing, even though I was far away and I couldn't see exactly what he was doing. It was just so cool to just wonder what he was doing in terms of, his hands are everywhere and he's just turning knobs, and I wish I knew more about it because it just seems so cool. Maybe one day I'll learn some more about it. What was also a lot of fun about his performance was he just did a lot of things that you wouldn't expect. I feel like this performance was more experimental than I've seen before, and actually I saw Porter almost a year ago in Dallas, and it was a long time ago. I wasn't as into his music at the time, so I wasn't as zoned in as I was this time. But he even on his songs that he has released, he did different unexpected drops, or it would just take longer to get there, or he would use a lot of sweet transitions. The visuals that were going on during his performance were also really neat. There were some where it looked like different cool buildings or backdrops, and sometimes there would be geometric patterns or spacey things. I don't know, they were really interesting to watch, even though from my angle it was difficult to always tell what was on the screen. When you could tell, especially with those buildings, I really liked those buildings. I thought that was really cool. I think what really had me zoned into the performance is that, like I said before, he just did things that I didn't expect. I don't think other people expected, except for Porter. Like I said before, he did some kind of softer, slower, more upbeat type of dance music, and then for a little while he did some hardstyle, which is already in his repertoire of what he's produced, but not the way he performed it. At least not that I had heard before, and I really enjoyed it. I loved while hardstyle isn't my thing completely, I like when DJs can incorporate it into their music. Also, he used some cool spacey sounds. On my video where I talked about the song Language, I talked about how there were some sounds that sounded kind of video game-esque. Well, he definitely used stuff like that, but it also sounded spacey, things that you would hear if you were in outer space. But granted, how would I know what you would hear in outer space? I guess I'm just thinking what alien type sounds that have been in movies, I guess, is where I'm drawing this from, because obviously I have not been into space, but that would be cool. Also, during the hardstyle type stuff, it sounded like he sampled some things. I think one thing sounded like he sampled from crickets chirping. I don't know if that was actually it, but it sure sounded like it. I wish there was a way I could know, but it sounds like little crickets chirping. Overall, it was such a different aural experience than I've had in a long time at a show, at a concert. And that's Aural, not Oral. Like aural, like with your ears. Also, he dropped some other artists that I like. He did some Wolfgang Gartner, Armin van Buuren, I think. It sounded like Armin. It might not have been, but I'm pretty sure it was. Matt Zoe, and Zed, and some Iconopop, which was a lot of fun too. Also, what really excited me about his performance was the potential for some of what I heard to be new tracks that he's going to release, or that he's been working on. So that potential new Porter songs are making me really excited too. So I started filming more like at the beginning, for like Say My Name and Easy. But then I guess the more zoned into the performance I got, the more I was like, I just want to like enjoy this. I'm not gonna film it. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you guys is that here's like a little preview of what you would get going to see Porter Robinson, but it's so much better than like what I'm showing you right now that you just gotta go and stay all the way to the end, because the very end was great. Of course, because he played language, and that's like, if you don't know how I feel about language, go check out my video. I'll put a link somewhere around here. Yeah, it was just the way he brought language in. It had some strings and just like some atmospheric sounds, and then it was there, and everyone was happy, everyone was having a good time. Not that anyone wasn't having a good time before, it's just like that song, you know? I was lucky enough to get to stay at a friend's house off of Lake Travis, which had an amazing view. Just like all around good place to stay because it was just beautiful. It was overlooking the lake. Getting there was a lot of fun because it's like a bunch of windy roads. Although in the dark sometimes it's scarier. But it's still fun as long as you're safe and don't go too fast, because there are a lot of cops around there. So just, if you're planning on going over to Lake Travis, go the speed limit, especially at night, because all the cops are sitting out there waiting for speeders. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you eventually, if any of what I have shown you excites you more about Porter Robinson, that you eventually go see him live for yourself, because he's a really great performer, musician, everything. Also, I have to mention right now, he's 20 years old. Like, if what he's doing at 20 years old isn't like Prodigy-like, then I don't know what is. 'Cause I was just blown away. Needless to say, I was blown away. Thanks again for watching.